Just when you thought you'd seen the worst of those Nigerian money scams, something like this comes along. A con job so brazen and so low, it takes your breath away. And this time it's not run from some dingy office in Africa, it starts right here with a local villain. A notorious international conman, a liar and a cheat who'll take anything that's not nailed down. He says he's a Christian preacher, but really he's a middleman for the Nigerians. And he's preying on the poor and the vulnerable. But you'll be pleased to hear greed got the better of him. It was more than enough to lure him into Liam Bartlett's trap.
But now they got a new system now. You get paid out of London now, not out of Nigeria.
We're spying on one of the most brazen conmen this country has seen.
I says, you're handling that 94 mils for us. I said, that'll come through, we'll get paid out.
Kawana Morihue has been preying on hundreds of weak and vulnerable people across Australia and New Zealand for 20 years.
We are bona fide contractors, so they 60 Minutes can't touch us.
As we listen in, this master of the con tries to lure in his latest target.
Around about 1.6 B, all up.
He's working in cahoots with Nigeria's notorious scam syndicates.
So the new government has stepped in to pay us out.
But the game is up.
Morning.
Morning.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. How are you?
Reverend Morihue, is it?
Yeah.
60 Minutes Australia.
Oh, very nice to meet you, sir.
How long have you been in league with these Nigerian scammers?
Oh, well, I would say last 15, 20 years.
You've taken a lot of money from people, from innocent people.
Well, I wouldn't say that. People invest and my investors are still with me.
Well, that's certainly not what these so-called investors told us.
He is a con man, you know. He has to be stopped. He scams so many people right up and down the coast of Australia.
$50 million on July the 5th. That's not your problem. That's God's problem, not yours.
This shyster has been around a long time. Since the 1980s, Kawana Morihue has been involved in countless scams, posing as a devout Christian pastor.
There are serious questions tonight about whether an Australian businessman who wants to buy PTL is all he claims to be.
At one stage, he tried to buy an American amusement park for $200 million. He even tried to sell a Da Vinci painting he didn't own.
Are you telling the truth?
Yeah, I'm telling the truth. But I'm a man that doesn't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing.
I'm trying to get him into jail, if the police will help me. He said he could fund me for $500,000.
Over the last 2 years, Kawana Morihue has teamed up with the Nigerian crime syndicates, targeting dozens of Australians. His latest victim, Brisbane businessman Rob Orchard.
Up on the hill over there.
That's where you're going to build a...
That's where we're going to build a Polynesian village.
And he took advantage of the dream.
Well, he said that he could get the $100 million for me, and all it's going to cost me is about $180,000.
Morihue introduced Rob to some shady Nigerians, masquerading as his business partners. But just before he handed over $30,000 in cash, Rob discovered who he was really dealing with.
What I've seen over the past few months, he doesn't care what people believe. All he wants to believe is just getting their money. If they gave me a badge, I'd have them locked up, handcuffed, locked up, and throw the key away.
As we showed in our first report, these scams are a multi-billion-dollar business. And it's here, in Nigeria's capital, Lagos, where it all begins. Thousands of scammers in internet cafes send out emails and faxes every day, promising to make their victims rich. But there's always a catch. First, they have to pay upfront fees, money they'll never see again.
Hello, my friend. 60 Minutes. And you're busted.
With the Nigerian fraud police, we busted some of the scammers who targeted Australians. Australians like retired Queensland businessman Graham Schoenfish.
I was blackmailed. I was conned. And I was a victim of extortion.
Okay.
I'm sorry, can I stop for a while?
Sure.
Graham lost $500,000, his home and his business to the Nigerian conmen.
And who are you impersonating tonight, sir?
What is?
You're the Accountant General, no less, of Nigeria, are you?
No.
But he got his revenge.
Hello, Mr. Graham.
Yes.
This is Mr. Moses.
Yeah, I know you, mate. I know your name, yes. Yeah, blooming fraudster.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry for this. I don't.
It sent me to bankruptcy you've done with me.
Yet for every scammer arrested here, there are hundreds more moving offshore, often joining forces with crooks overseas.
How long have you been taking money from people?
Nigerian fraud police boss Ibrahim Lamorde is frustrated by the lack of action by police in other countries.
People think it is a Nigerian problem, that we should deal with it.
So other countries just aren't doing enough?
They are not. Unfortunately, they are not.
So once again, we're on the trail of the scammers. Here in Brisbane, Rob Orchard wants to catch the Nigerians' frontman, Kawana Morihue. He's obtained damning evidence, a whole suitcase full of Morihue's private papers. Papers that reveal years of complex scams that he's hatched with the Nigerians.
From those private papers, how many people do you think he has scammed?
Over 1,000.
Gee, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money he's made. That's why I said, you work it out how much he has scammed.
And these are some of those victims. Brisbane churchgoers fleeced of their money in grand investment schemes.
The place that he targets the most is churches. Comes in amongst the churches to con the people, the innocent people. People that are sick, people that haven't got the money.
Because they're easy targets.
Yes.
To be a pastor, that's what got me, That's what got me to believe, because of his status as a pastor.
It's the little people that he preys on, and he has to be stopped.
For the past 2 years, self-styled Reverend Kawana Morihue has been cutting a swathe through Victoria, New South Wales and Queensland, targeting vulnerable people through church groups. The Australian police have let him slip away, but we've chased him here to Auckland, New Zealand, where he continues to lure many more into the Nigerian trap. With Rob Orchard's help, we've cornered Kawana Morihue at this Auckland hotel.
So how long have you been doing this? How long have you been trying to get money out of Nigeria?
Well, I've had 4 payments. They weren't very big ones. 1.6 B, all up.
1.6
B.
billion.
That's what the government owed me.
And that's where we come in. Mr. Morihue, we have seen all the documents in your briefcase.
Well, that's only some of them. That's not the official act.
That's only some of them.
And then you're breaking the Privacy Act.
Well, that's interesting because there are hundreds. There are
job.
hundreds of names in this briefcase.
Yes, we know.
And
that.
you know there are hundreds of names of people that you've taken money from in Australia.
Don't you think we want to pay them back?
You've stolen $55,000 from David Woodtana. He lost his trucking business. You've stolen $260,000 from Brett Campbell.
Hold on.
It's how you take money from innocent people.
It's like
Sylvia Abel, $3,000. Janice McDonald. Tina and Graham Capps, $30,000, plus staying with them for 6 months.
Hey, hello.
Olive Pellisu, who takes in street children,
I got a correct.
and you take $300 from a person like that. You're a disgrace.
Hey, they're my friends, right? They're my friends.
Mr. Morihue, we've spoken to them. They are far from being your friends.
Yeah, but you just get your point of view and your story. That's all you're interested.
They're not
That's
your
what
friends.
60 Minutes is all about. That's what Fair Go all about.
These people want you in jail. But the sad truth is that Kawana Morihue won't be going to jail anytime soon.
What about all those religious people
that
you've stolen money from?
Australian police, like Brisbane Fraud Squad head Brian Hay, say they just don't have the jurisdiction or the resources to pursue these international conmen. Are law enforcement agencies paying due attention to it?
Look, I think we will now. We had a problem that we didn't know was there. We had no idea of the extent of the problem.
How widespread do you think these Nigerian scams are?
Nigerian scams are global. There's no doubt about that. They have global reach. We know of money being transferred to all parts of the world, and the effects are enormous.
The Nigerian syndicates are indeed springing up all over the world, as we discovered during months of undercover investigations. Australians are now being targeted by scammers based in Hong Kong, Madrid, even London.
he told me £8,350.
Yes, that's right.
How much was it again?
No, sir, 8,350, yeah.
In pounds?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, he thought it would be okay if I paid that in dollars. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, they accepted the.
With our producer posing as an Australian retiree, we caught this scammer in a London hotel room. A Nigerian claiming to be a British government official.
Oh, this is David Thomas, Accounts Department of Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs.
Yes, and Treasury Department.
Hello. How are we? David Thomas from the Her Majesty's Treasury, is it? I'm Father Christmas. That's almost as believable as your story, isn't it?
And they kept on coming.
You are Davis Owen,
Yeah.
in charge of the Central Bank of Nigeria here in London, you say?
No.
We've got these guys on toast. It's time to ring Scotland Yard.
Look, we have a man with us now who is one of the scammers.
Right.
And we've just filmed him
But
in the act
again,
scamming
police
other
say they're powerless to act. We'd given them 6 weeks warning of our sting, but they refuse to come.
Okay, let me get this straight. The Scotland Yard fraud squad per se is not interested.
There would be no point in arresting this man without because he hasn't committed an offence here. It's over in Australia.
I bet you're very pleased that Scotland Yard don't want to have anything to do with you. You're very lucky. Very lucky man. Try not to con any more Australians. When we alerted Scotland Yard to a scam taking place in a London hotel, they didn't want to know about it.
That's why I think the Nigerian-based frauds have been able to proliferate so well, and they've been able to scam so many people and make so much money. How do you investigate a crime when you've got an offender in another country? Now, we've gone in and had a good look, and we've got a massive problem, and we're going to address that.
Back in Australia, the victims are counting their losses. With little hope of bringing the con men to justice, they've lost faith in the law.
Well, I thought they would have got him by now. A long time ago, actually, right from the very beginning when he even first started out. Why is he still free out there doing what he's still doing? Why is he still out there?
Well, 100 grand, 200 grand in Australia. That's okay. They'll get the money back.
You want to get to the truth? As for the Nigerian's local connection, Kawana Morihue, he's still operating without fear of the Lord or the law.
Well,
Is indicative of what's in there.
Hey, brother, you can put us marriage down, but you can't put me down. I got my married people out there, my married paramount chiefs. I got the married party out there that'll stand behind me. They know me.
You're pulling out the race card as well.
No.
So you start on religion and then you go to race.
No. I want to fight you. I want to fight you, you see? You think you're good, but you're going to take more than 60 minutes and fair go to try and move me.
Hello, I'm Tara Brown. Thanks for watching 60 Minutes Australia. Subscribe to our channel now for brand new stories and exclusive clips every week. And don't miss out on our extra minutes, segments and full episodes of 60 Minutes on 9now.com.au and the 9Now app.